Hello friends, I welcome you on my channel Engineering Mathematics DJ Coding. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about Gauss-Jordan elimination method. This is also general method for solving system of linear equations. In previous lectures, we have discussed Gauss elimination method. So in Gauss elimination method, we are converting augmented matrix into row echelon form. So the difference between Gauss elimination and Gauss-Jordan elimination is that in Gauss-Jordan elimination we will convert augmented matrix in reduced row echelon form. Other things are exactly as we have done in Gauss elimination method. The only difference is in Gauss elimination method we are using row echelon form of the augmented matrix, and in Gauss-Jordan elimination method we are using reduced row echelon form of the augmented matrix. Otherwise there is no major difference between two methods. The only difference is Gauss elimination uses row echelon form and Gauss-Jordan elimination uses reduced row echelon form. So we discuss the method with some examples. We start with example number 1. We are given system of 4 linear equations in 3 variables x1, x2 and x3. So we try to solve this system using Gauss-Jordan elimination method. So the first step is to write down the augmented matrix for given system. So the first column corresponds to coefficients of x1, which are 3, 5, 3 and -6. Similarly, second column for coefficients of x2, which are 2, 3, 1 and -4. Coefficients of x3 are -1, 2, 3, 2. And the constants on the right hand side are written in last column. Now here in Gauss-Jordan elimination, we will try to convert this augmented matrix into reduced row echelon form. So we know that for reduced row echelon form, the first non-zero entry of each row must be 1. Here the first non-zero entry is not 1, so we have to make this first non-zero entry 1 by multiplying first row by 1 by 3. So the first elementary row operation is multiply first row by 1 by 3. And remaining rows will remain as it is. Here we multiply by 1 by 3 and we obtain 1, 2 by 3, minus 1 by 3 and minus 15 by 3, which is -5. Now after the first non-zero entry has become 1, we have to make these 3 entries 0 using this entry. So to make this 0, we will multiply first row by -5 and add in second row. To make this entry 0, we will multiply first row by -3 and add in third row, and this will be 0 by multiplying first row by 6. So the operations are multiplying first row by -5 adding in second row, multiplying first row by -3 adding in third row, and multiplying first row by 6 and adding in fourth row. So first we operate this multiplying first row by -5 and add here. So 1 into -5, which is -5 plus 5, which is 0. Then 2 by 3 into -5, so it is -10 by 3. 2 by 3 into -5, which is -10 by 3 plus 3. So this is now 9 minus 10 by 3, which is -1 by 3, which we have written here. Then multiply -1 by 3 with -5. So we have 5 by 3 and plus 2, which is 5 plus 6 divided by 3. So 11 by 3. And -5 into -5, which is 25. Then we multiply first row by -3 and add here. So minus 3 plus 3 which is 0. 2 by 3 into minus 3 which is minus 2 and plus 1. So here minus 1. Minus 1 by 3 into minus 3 which is 1 and we have to add in 3. So 1 plus 3 4. Minus 5 into minus 3 which is 15 and plus 11 which is 25. Now we multiply first row by 6 and add in fourth row. So 1 into 6 which is 6 and minus 6 which is 0. 6 into 2 by 3 which is 4 and minus 4. So we have 0. 6 into minus 1 by 3 which is minus 2 and plus 2 which is 0. 6 into minus 5 which is minus 30 and plus 30 which is 0. So the first non-zero entry of first row is 1 and all the entries in this column are 0. Now we come to the first non-zero entry of first row. So it is not 1. So we have to make this entry 1. So either we can interchange with this third row or we can multiply this by minus 3. So we have done here multiplication of second row by minus 3 because I require first non-zero entry of first row to be 1. So next operation is multiplying second row by minus 3. So other rows will remain as it is and this will become 0, 1, minus 11 and minus 75. So we have obtained this second row after multiplying minus 3 and we can see the first non-zero entry of second row is 1 now. Now we have to make these two entries 0. So to make this 0, we multiply second row by minus 2 by 3 and to make this 0 we multiply second row by 1 and add in third row. So next operation is multiplying second row by minus 2 by 3 and add in first row, multiplying second row by 1 and add in third row so that we obtain 0 here. So first we multiply second row by minus 2 by 3 and add in first row. So here 0 into minus 2 by 3 which is 0 and plus 1. So here 1. 1 into minus 2 by 3 which is minus 2 by 3 plus 2 by 3 which is 0. Then minus 11 into minus 2 by 3 minus 1 by 3. So this is 22 by 3 minus 1 by 3, that is 21 by 3. So we obtain 7 here. Similarly minus 75 into minus 2 by 3 and we have to add in minus 5. So we write minus 5 here. So this is going to be 75 divided by 3 which is 25 into 2 and negative negative positive. So we obtain 55 minus 5 which is 45. Now next operation is multiply second row by 1 and add in third row. That means we have to add second and third row. So 0 plus 0, 1 minus 1 is 0, minus 11 plus 4 which is minus 7 and minus 75 plus 26 which is minus 49 and last row is 0. So now we come to the first non-zero entry of third row. It is not 1, so we have to make this entry 1 by multiplying third row with minus 1 by 7. So minus 1 by 7 is multiplied here, so we obtain 1 and 7. Remaining 2 rows we have written as it is, remaining 3 rows as it is. Now we obtain first non-zero entry of third row which is 1. So using this 1 we have to make these two 0. So to make this 0, we multiply third row by 11 and add in second row. To make this entry 0, we multiply third row by -7 and add in first row. Here I have to write 1 only. So now last row and third row remains as it is, and here we are multiplying with 11 and adding in second row. So these two are 0, therefore 0 1 as it is. 1 into 11, which is 11, minus 11, 0. 7 into 11, which is 77, minus 75, which is 2. And multiplication of third row by -7 and adding here. So these two are 0, so 1 0 remain as it is. And 1 into -7, which is -7 plus 7, so we have 0 here. 7 into -7, which is -49 plus 45, that means -4. So now this is in reduced row echelon form. This is the first non-zero entry of first row, it is 1, and all the entries below this entry are 0. The first non-zero entry of second row is 1, all the entries in this column are 0. The first non-zero entry of third row is 1, and all the entries below and above this entry are 0, and 0 row is at the bottom of the matrix. So this is in reduced row echelon form. So next step is to write down this system corresponding to this reduced row echelon form, and variables are x1, x2, x3. So this first column corresponds to x1, this is for x2, this is for x3, and right hand side corresponds to constants in this column. Now if we identify the first non-zero entries of each row, then they corresponds to x1, x2 and x3. That means all the variables in the system becomes leading variables. That means there is no free variable. Therefore the solution of the given system is unique, and from this directly we will obtain the solution. If we write down this system corresponding to this row echelon form, then first equation will be 1 into x1 plus 0 into x2 plus 0 into x3 equal to -4. That means we directly obtain value of x1, which is -4. Similarly x2 is 2 and x3 is 7. So this is the solution of given system, and it is unique solution. So there is no big difference in Gauss elimination and Gauss-Jordan elimination. The only difference is in Gauss-Jordan elimination we have to convert augmented matrix into reduced row echelon form, and here we don't have to apply any back substitution. In Gauss elimination method we are converting the augmented matrix in row echelon form, and then we apply back substitution. Here we have converted augmented matrix into reduced row echelon form, and from the augmented matrix we are directly able to write down the solution of the system. We consider some more examples. We are given the system of 4 linear equations in Z1, Z2, Z3, Z4 and Z5, that is 5 variables. So as usual we have to write down the augmented matrix for given system. There is no Z1 in the first equation, so we write down 0. Coefficient of Z1 is 0 in first equation. In second equation it is -1, then 1 and 2. Similarly there is no Z2 in first equation, so 0, -1, 1 and 2. Z3 has coefficient 1, here 2, 1, 2, -2, -1, 1, 2, -2, -1, and coefficients of Z4 are 1, -3, 0, 0, 1, -3, 0, 0, coefficients of Z5 are 1, 1, minus 1, 1, and all the constants on the right hand side are 0. So now we have to convert this matrix into reduced row echelon form. So we have to we can see here the first non-zero entry of first row is 1 and the first non-zero entry of second row is minus 1. So this entry, the first non-zero entry of second row, is not to the right of the first non-zero entry of first row. Therefore we have to interchange first row with any of these three rows. So it is better we interchange with third row because we have 1 here. We require the first non-zero entry of each row to be 1. So if we interchange with third row, we will obtain the first non-zero entry of first row as 1. Or otherwise we can interchange with second or fourth row also. But we interchange with third row so that we obtain that first non-zero entry of first row to be 1. So this third row is written in place of first row and first row is written in place of third row. Second and fourth row remains as it is. So now the first non-zero entry of first row is 1. So using this entry we will make these two entries 0. So now to make this 0 we multiply first row by 1 and add in second row. To make this entry 0 we multiply first row by minus 2 and add in fourth row. So operations are multiplying first row by 1, add in second row, multiplying first row by minus 2, add in fourth row. So first we check for this operation. Multiplying first row by 1 and add in second row. That means we have to add first and second row and write down the result in second row. So 1 minus 1 which is 0, 1 minus 1 0, minus 2 plus 2 which is written here 0, 0 plus minus 3 which is minus 3, minus 1 plus 1 which is 0 and 0 plus 0, 0 here. Third row is written as it is. Next operation is multiply first row by minus 2 and add in fourth row. So minus 2 plus 2 0, minus 2 plus 2 which is 0, minus 2 into minus 2 which is 4 and minus 1 which is 3. 0 into minus 2 0 plus 0 which is 0, minus 1 into minus 2 which is 2 plus 1 which is 3. And here both are 0, so this is 0. Now the first non-zero entry of second row is minus 3 and the first non-zero entry of third row is 1. Now this entry must be to the right of this entry. So we have to interchange second and third row. So in the next step we interchange second and third row. So this third row is written in place of second row. This is written in place of third row. So now the first non-zero entry of second row is 1. So using second row we make these two entries 0. So for that we multiply second row by 2 and add in first row, and we multiply second row by minus 3 and add in third row. So after applying those two operations we obtain this matrix. So now I am not explaining all the calculations. So now we have first non-zero entry of first row is 1. All the entries below this are 0. The first non-zero entry of second row is 1. All the entries above and below are 0. Now we come to the first non-zero entry of third row. For reduced row echelon form it must be 1. So we multiply third row by minus 1 by 3 to make this entry 1. So we have written first, second and fourth row as it is, and here we multiply with minus 1 by 3 and we obtain 1 here. Now using this 1 we make these two 0. So we have to multiply third row by minus 1 and add in second row. Similarly, to make this entry 0, we multiply third row by -2 and add in first row. And to make this entry 0, we multiply third row by 3 and add in fourth row. And I am not explaining the calculations now. After applying these operations, we can see we have obtained reduced row echelon form of augmented matrix. The first non-zero entry of first row is 1. All the entries below this are 0. The first non-zero entry of second row is 1. All the entries above and below this 1 are 0. Similarly, the first non-zero entry of third row is 1. All the entries above and below this entry are 0. So this is now in reduced row echelon form. So now we identify leading and free variables. So we can see the first non-zero entry of first row corresponds to Z1. Therefore Z1 is leading variable. The first non-zero entry of second row corresponds to variable Z3. So Z3 is leading variable. And the first non-zero entry of third row corresponds to Z4. Therefore Z4 is leading variable. And remaining variables, which are Z2 and Z5, are free variables. So here Z1, Z3, Z4 are leading and Z2 and Z5 are free variables. Now we write down the system corresponding to this reduced row echelon form. So for first equation is Z1 plus Z2 plus Z5 equal to 0. Second one is Z3 plus Z5 equal to 0, which is written here, and the equation corresponding to third row is Z4 equal to 0. Now we have to express leading variables in terms of free variables. Z4 is leading variable, but it is constant here. In equation 2, Z3 is leading variable and Z5 is free variable, so we write Z3 in terms of Z5. And in equation 1, Z1 is leading variable, which is written in terms of free variables Z2 and Z5. The next step is to assign arbitrary values to free variables. So we assign Z2 equal to R, Z5 equal to S, where R and S are any real numbers. So after putting values of Z2 equal to R and Z5 equal to S here, we can see Z1 will be minus R minus S, Z2 is R, Z3 will be minus S, Z4 is 0 and Z5 is S. So therefore the system has infinite number of solutions which are written in terms of parameters R and S in this way. So for different values of R and S, we will have different values of these variables Z1 to Z5. So in this way we can write infinitely many solutions in Gauss-Jordan elimination method. The method is same. We are just converting augmented matrix into reduced row echelon form, and in Gauss elimination method we are converting augmented matrix into row echelon form. Otherwise the methods are exactly same. So I stop here. I hope you like this lecture. Thank you very much.